What's up, everyone? This is gonna be my Inori Jungle Tier List that you guys have really liked so far, and I'm just gonna keep making these every couple patches when I feel like the jungle kind of gets shaken up a bit. Next patch is not gonna change that much, so this is gonna be good for this patch and the next patch after. And pretty much the way I got this tier list is I pretty much just went over basically the games, my experience, so high and low, and then I also went on stats and I looked at every MMR bracket to kind of break down and see like which champions are really the outliners, the ones that are really shining. And I wanted to make a really good clarity, very clear list for you guys. So let's start from the very top. S plus plus, these are the ones I think are the best performers in all brackets of ELO, and some of them are more difficult, so I wouldn't rate these as easy champions. But for first, we have Rexa. I think she's actually the best jungler in the patch now. I think because Dragon rewards. The meta has shifted a lot, especially Herald is worth more. Objectives early game are worth more, and how do you get early objectives? Having good gank setup will get you dragons. Being able to gank bot, influence bot lane will get you dragons, and getting Herald is also another step towards that. So I think champions like that can affect bot lane are very, very strong this patch. And that's why I think Rexa is extremely strong, best jungler in the game. Belle, she actually is just extremely dominating in lower elo. The higher you go, the harder she is, but she's still decently strong higher elo. She does get punished more because her early game is so like lackluster. She has no really great tools to gank early. But if you do get the ball rolling, you get a dragon, you get your ulti form, you get Herald, you can solo win the game off a single Herald. So this patch has been great for Belle because dragon objectives are more important. It's less about like spam ganking or more about just, controlling these objective timers. Kha'Zix I actually think is really strong. I just think he's more maybe one trick, but he does shine really well in this new patch because he does really well as solo dragon. His isolation damage is great for that, and also he's just a very chaotic champion. He's really good in with his ulti evolved right now, but you can also go Q evolve. So those are very strong champions. Kane, personally, I just think Red Kane is so broken. I don't like blue that much. I think blue is more like it's been trash for a while, but Red Kane has actually been kind of destroying the ELO in lower ELO. And personally, I just have a huge headache from playing against Red Canes. I think with enchanters and stuff, it just really it's a stupid champion. I don't recommend playing him. I just wanted to show you guys how stupid it is because I feel like he's going to drop off and he's going to get weaker. My recommendations is to play these more early game aggression junglers. But Kane has been performing really well, so I have to throw that out there so people understand Red Kane is broken and we probably get him nerfed soon. For AP junglers, I like to split them up because I think AP junglers are rarer than the AD ones. So for AP, Diana, obviously the Bruiser build has been shining really well. It is going to be addressed next patch, but I still think Diana is going to be a great champion. Fiddle, one trick the champion. I think Fiddle is one of the best AP junglers if you know how to one trick him. If you're willing to put maybe like 30 games into him, I definitely think he's super playable. But I don't recommend him. I recommend Diana or Elise if you're really trying to pick up an AP jungler. I think these two are great. Elise, personally, I don't know if you look at my match history on Inori, my challenger account. I just got 200 LP spamming Elise jungle. It's just really good to play for these early objectives as Elise. What my strategy is in my solo queue games around as a jungler is I try to influence bot ASAP. I'm bot level 3, I'm bot level 5, I'm bot level 6, 7. I'm just always trying to be the first one bot, and my mindset is to control dragon, not to do an early dragon and like ruin my tempo, but to always have my bot lane in a winning situation. So whenever we need to do dragon, my bot can easily shove the wave in, and I think this is the winning strategy in solo queue games right now. Top is very irrelevant, so definitely play champions that can win bot lane, and you're definitely going to do really well in solo queue. Back to the champions. Volibear, this is S plus easy. I think these are my recommendations for people who are lower elo, who struggle with mechanics. I think these champions are much easier. Nunu maybe a little harder, but I think Volibear extremely good still. He's really great at ganking bot and controlling dragon. Trundle's been shining really well. It's hard to really mess up Trundle. All you really need to do is practice your pillars a little bit and then right-click people down with lethal tempo. It's not that hard. Very simple. You can do it. Amumu, actually kind of like Amumu in certain comps. I think the enemy team has a lot of AD. I really like Amumu. I think his ulti is just very, very... It's incredible, but not high elo. He does struggle more, but lower elo, I think he's a great early jungler to play if you're trying to get better at the game. Shyvana, I think Shyvana is great at dragon control. I think she does it so fast. She's one of those champs that can solo. It's same as Nunu. So champs like this that can control dragon, I've noticed the stats speak for themselves. They do really well in solo queue. They win more games. It's a bot meta. It's a dragon meta. Getting these dragons actually influence the game a lot. So you just have to really think about that when you pick your champions. So S minus. These champs, honestly, I think they're just all great. I think they're good. You can pick any one of them, and they fulfill their own niche. Like Rengar is obviously good in certain comps. Kindred is just really good scaling. If you're one tricking her, she's really strong. Olaf, Master Eve, you know, these are situational champions, but they're also really good. So if you're playing any of these champions, I think you're doing fine in the meta. I think you have no problems. Just master your champion, and you're going to be playing extremely well. You're going to be doing great, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Wukong has fallen off a bit, so I don't recommend Wukong as much. I'd rather you play one of the S plus easies than you pick up Wukong. But all these champions are great. Just remember, the game is play dragon side, so think about which champion can do that well, and you're just going to be doing great. And what else do we have? We have the S minus AP. Here, I wasn't sure where to place Evelyn. I don't see Evelyn's that much. I was thinking about putting her as like an OP category because she does really well. But then again, it is a one-trick champion, so the one-tricks are inflating the numbers. Karthus, I've never seen a good Karthus. I just destroy Karthus all day. Stats-wise, it doesn't really back it up that well. I think unless you're on like one ping, Karthus jungle doesn't seem like a great pick. I don't like it. I think my finger gets tired when I spam Q as well. So like, I don't want to do that shit. Lilia has gotten buffed slightly, so I think she's playable. I like her. I think she's an average champion. I think she's good in the full clear kind of play style. If you're trying to play the full clear, you play Lilia. You're trying to play the early gank and win lanes like gank bot, you play Elise. These are two different champions, but they both have their strengths and weaknesses. So really digest that kind of information. Like, what are you trying to do as a jungler in your games? Like, what are you trying to accomplish early game? If you understand this kind of stuff, you're going to know which champions are going to suit you and what your playstyle is going to be. Beta tier, I mean, I just made this one for a little fun, you know. These are what I think beta champions are. Vago's gotten nerfed pretty hard, so I don't like Vago. I don't recommend Vago anymore. I think he's actually really bad in solo queue unless you're like a god at him. Hecarim, I think after Chainsword nerfed, he was really strong for like this weird patch where Chainsword was really broken. But now because it costs a lot more, 200 more gold, not as much success playing him. Also, I just hate playing against Hecarims. Shaco, the clown monster, the fucking... I'm sorry, no swearing. The clown Hashira, like this guy, I play against Chase sometimes. I don't like it, man. I don't like playing against Shaco. He needs to stop playing Shaco. Like, he just needs to stop picking it. I don't want to play against Shaco no more. It's really painful. I think it's actually good if you one trick, like one of those one trick champions, but I don't like playing against it. I don't recommend it too. I think you're gonna lose your sanity if you become a Shaco main. So I don't recommend it. Graves, beta champion. They just like having range, invading, choosing all the time. You know, not a big fan of Graves. I also don't think he's that great to play right now. I think in the right hands, like the best players, he does really well. But highly don't recommend him. Lee Sin, same thing. If you play Lee Sin, I think you're wasting your time. You're literally just not going to be getting better. You should be playing other champions that you can actually win on and actually learn the game instead of trying to play the high Korean Lee Sin mechanics ability champion. So that's what I say. Those are my recommendations. You may disagree, you may agree with what I say. It doesn't really matter. It's just pick something you like and just take what you can from this list. Also, some champions are missing. I try not to fill my list with too many extra champions. Like Vi, I would put here. Usually, if your champion's missing, you can fit it into S minus or like something else, but you can ask me in the comments below and I will give you a very decisive answer on where I think your champion lies. I just don't like filling my list with too many champions because I think it gets cluttered and it's hard to really catch what you want from the list. But I think that's going to be the whole thing. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you disagree, if you agree. Recently got 1,000, almost 1,100 LP right now, playing mostly Rexa Elite. So those are my recommendations. I do dabble in a couple other champions as well, but those are my two mains. So I play, like I was telling you, the early bot meta. I play to win bot lane. So like my recommendations for paths is like I either for Elise I do, you know, I do the fastest 3 camp. I do red, blue, Gromp, bot lane, or blue, Gromp, red, bot lane, if I can. And I try to be quick, and I try to be there as soon as possible. Even if it doesn't amount to anything, I just want to be there before the enemy jungler, so he cannot influence my bot lane. Because bot laners are dumb. They're the dumbest people in the world. They're going to die to every gank. So if you're not there to back them up, unfortunately, they will die because they're like cattle. You have to be the shepherd. You must guide your cattle to not die. Like, there's wolves out there in the forest, and your cattle is so stupid. They will wander into the forest, and you as the shepherd must control them to stay in their safe designated area. And if you don't protect your cattle, you will lose the game. You will have no more food. You're not going to get gold. You're not going to get anything. So think of yourself as you're a shepherd trying to protect the bot lane, and just hope your bot doesn't run into the wolves. And I hope you guys like that tier list. Again, be sure to like the video. It does help a lot. And follow me on all my social medias. I'm going to be streaming on twitch.tv recently again. And I'm trying to climb for rank 1. So wish me best of luck. And I also wish you guys best of luck in all your games. See you later.